Welcome to the 10,000 Miles Not Easily Broken podcast, where faith, love, and distance come together. Join us, a Christian couple, navigating our long-distance relationship as we share our journey that has brought us through really difficult seasons, like incarceration and loving each other from 10,000 miles away, from Ohio to Australia, which have shaped our walk with God. From heart-to-heart talks to spiritual growth, we're here for real conversations with God's guidance. Let's bridge the distance together, one episode at a time. Welcome to our journey. I thought we were mutually agreeing on that we were going to start. Sorry. You did the look and then I did the look and then it was silent. Welcome everybody to the 10,000 Miles Not Easily Broken podcast. I'm Chloe Rich.
And I'm Rondell Rich.
And we're back with another episode.
Back like we never left. Back. She's so excited. Look at her face. Today we got a lot of good stuff we want to talk about today. It's some things that I hope that we could leave you guys with. For the people that's been following, our story, we're heavily based in or out of long distance relationship. Tools, tips, and whatever we can give. You'll have some of that coming later.
And Rondell prison, if you're new here, I feel like we should bring that up because then when we start talking about your time in prison, people are gonna be like, "What?
Yeah.
What the?"
Yep. Yeah, man. I was in jail. Thanks a lot, Chloe. I was in prison. Yep. Starting to think that's your favorite thing about me.
You know what's so funny? Trying to explain to my little brother that you were in jail.
Bro, this girl told her little baby brother that I was a criminal. Like, why would you tell him that? He's like, no, bro, it's a criminal. In this little Australian accent.
He's just looking like, he's like, but me and Mum just told him and explained to him the process of when you get a fine and what you have to do because Ruby just got her first fine.
How did she get a fine?
She beat all of us because none of us got fines underage from not tapping her Mikey on the bus. Like, that you pay a fee, you have like a card that you load money onto.
Yeah.
And every time you get on public transport, you tap it. And I can guarantee you she never taps it. She just gets on the bus. And I guess one day there was a Mikey inspector on there because sometimes they'll spring up on you and you can't expect it. There'll be Mikey inspectors and they'll go around the bus and they'll scan everyone's Mikey to see if you've actually touched on. Long story short, she got a $99 fine.
Wow.
And we were explaining to my little brother that Ruby got a fine because she made a poor decision. And
yeah, man. See, Ruby is fit in perfectly in Cleveland, in the hood, in the inner city street of Cleveland. Like, people do that all the time. See, the bus drivers don't give out fines when people do that. They probably fight them. It's probably a fight that breaks out. Real talk, like, listen, if you look up Cleveland bus drivers, you probably gonna see a fight or two. Like, that's just what happened. But so like that's the normal thing. Like, we used to do that all the time. Like, coming up in high school, grade school, we get on the RTA bus and we'd just get on it.
I feel like lots of young kids do.
Yeah, for sure.
Just don't tap on for whatever reason. But...
Yeah, I was just thinking, man. A little bit before we started, like I said before, we're based out of long distance tips, long distance relationship topics because that's our situation. We are currently 10,000 miles apart, waiting to be reunited. And just the other day, Chloe, you posted a video where you were very, very emotional. You posted a video, man, where you was crying, man, and a lot of people may have just saw the video and said, okay, there's a girl crying, on TikTok or on Instagram, wherever the video was posted. When I saw it, I was so proud, right? I was so proud that you posted a video showing food and raw emotion, just because social media is a platform where people can control the narrative. And whenever you have that as an option, the narrative is always my best for the majority, right? Especially younger people. And for me to see you, and I know you, right? I know you through and through. I know my wife, my woman. I know where you've come from and how you actually do want to be presented a certain way, right? And you always were, tight knit and clean cut with certain things, separating public from private. And I encouraged you a minute ago. I say, man, just be honest, man. Just be
Mm.
authentically yourself, because that's what people need. Forget what they want to see. Forget what's gonna get views. Be yourself. And I saw you be transparently you. You cried, you were emotional, but what you did was you highlighted something that was so real. And it made me emotional, man. It made me feel some type of way when I saw it. And I just wanna tell you I'm proud of you, man, for being a woman that wasn't fearful to be honest with the people that you choose to connect with. I'm so proud of you, man. And this is not easy. This is not easy at all, people. It's hard. It's so hard. Like, but uh, we have made a decision to continue to try no matter how hard it gets. And we know what we're going to see. And my relationship tip or tool is going to kind of help out with that later on in this episode. But I just wanted to tell you that, man. I'm proud of you. I love you. And I want you to just know, man, keep being you. Keep being fearless. You know.
Yeah, it was hard for me to do that because, like you said, like my personality. I'm very much like perfectionist. I don't like to have a hair out of line. That's why my hair today is irritating me. But like the way, the way I like, yeah, portray myself on social media and things, I definitely like to keep public from private. And that's one of the things that I need to work on with the Lord is just not having such a pressure to be perfect because it's not possible to be perfect. But on social media, all you see is perfect. But I was just having a hard day. It was one of them days it was hard. And I went live that day actually, and I was just chatting to people because I felt like I just needed to connect with people and just talk. And then, yeah, I was obviously got real emotional in the evening. And I didn't want to post it because I was like, man, people are just going to be like, look at this girl just like crying on the internet for some like attention and whatever.
Uh,
But then I thought about all the people because I actually have a lot of my followers who are women in long distance situations or in long distance plus their man's incarcerated. Like I have a lot of people who follow me for that reason. So I thought it would be good to show people that just because you're home now and stuff, life isn't still like this fairy tale. Like it's still hard and it's still stuff we have to work at, and people aren't alone in their feelings.
yeah.
They all probably feel the exact same way, and they all have days where they just cry and they get emotional and they're angry, they're sad. It's like it's just an emotional roller coaster. I feel like my emotions have never been this unstable in my life.
Mhm.
And trying to navigate that on your own is lonely. So I think just people being able to see that can give them some peace as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure we do. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was necessary, man. It was necessary. So that's good, though.
Speaking of emotions and being emotional, I wanted to talk today about what is your default. Now, when I mean what is your default, I mean what is your default towards people when you wake up in the morning? Is your default towards patience and love, or is it towards anger, frustration, letting out the things that you're dealing with inside of you and projecting it to other people?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. And the reason that I brought this up is actually because I had the Lord speak to me a lot through my car situation that happened
Mm.
recently. So, for everyone that doesn't know, I literally spent the whole of last month. I had surgery and then had some complications and was basically in bed the whole of last month. And then coming off the back of that, my car died. It started off with there was some
So she
issues
was
with it.
attacking left and right,
Yeah,
just kept getting attacked.
yeah, it was rough. But my car was having issues, but it was driving. I was getting it through, and then I hit a pothole that I couldn't avoid, and I got a little egg on my tire, so I had to switch my tire to the one that's a spare tire. And on the spare tire, you can only go 80 kilometers an hour on that tire because you can't go faster than that. So on the freeway, the speed limit's 100 kilometers an hour. So me having to drive on the freeway every day to get to work, I had to stay obviously in the slow lane,
Mm.
and I could only go 100 kilometers an hour. And when I tell you the amount of people who couldn't see my tire and it says 80 kilometers an hour on the tire. The amount of people who were cussing me out, were
Mm,
having full on rage fits behind me, pulling up beside me really fast and then cutting me off. I ended up putting my hazard lights on and driving the whole way with my hazard lights on, so that would give people a little bit more context, not being inconsiderate. I'm trying to do the best I can, and I'm stressing the whole time. I'm anxious. I'm like, man, people are just like stressing me out. I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. And it's like, if only we had the ability to contextualize or think a little deeper before we react
mm,
emotionally in fits of anger and rage.
yeah.
And to be honest, every one of those people were men,
Mm,
which is interesting. I know in Australia there's a big problem at the moment with domestic violence against women, like a big issue here. The amount of
mm.
people, even just in general, being a young girl driving, the road rage is insane, and I feel like it's got worse recently.
You know,
But yeah,
I don't think it's weird or is abnormal or shocking that it is, man. You know, like
mm,
I tell people, and I've been saying this often, you know, let's not be surprised in certain things in men, and let's not be surprised in certain things in women, because the child stage is since the infancy all the way till adolescent, the boy is taught to suppress certain emotions and express other emotions. So
mm,
like coming up being a male, you're taught to cry less. You're more inclined or supported to show anger than to cry, right? You're more inclined or supported to show aggression than sensitivity. So like these are things that have been nurtured in men that could be very, very bad, especially if you don't have a covering of Christ or covering of God over you. Because you know, I get frustrated all the time in things. You know, I don't I don't let fits of rage come, but I get frustrated and irritated quickly at things. But I used to get mad. You know, I used to flip out. I used to have road rage. Uh, like just what yesterday or day before
I was
yesterday.
about to bring that up.
Yeah, just that the day before yesterday, I'm on the phone with Chloe. I'm driving, and this person's behind me just driving so fast, all on my bumper. And then I'm at the light. The light changes. He screams out his window, "Hey, driver!" Blows horn. You know, all loud, throws his hand out the window, and I get salty. Like I'm sitting there, I'm angry, I'm in the seat. I'm like, man, this dude, man, I'm just saying some things like, and I'm not dogging or cussing him out or nothing. I'm just sitting there like, man, that's what I'm saying, man. He lucky, me, lucky I'm different. And I'm just saying little stuff. People don't know who they just yelling at, and I'm sorry because I want to get the anger out, right? But then I had Chloe in my ear, if you get to sing in the name of Jesus, no, you won't. He's okay. You know, and she just began to remind me of some things. So I just sit there,
You
sorry,
know, coming up with reasons he could be, he could be
right?
angry.
Right. And I'm coming up with all these other reasons shit what she was of how why he could be mad. He could have had a bad day, this, that. So I'm just sitting there and I'm just got a frown on my face, sitting there quiet, angry. I just sit there, I'm just quiet for a nice probably 2 minutes, just sitting there driving. And then I was better, right? I didn't flip out. I didn't say nothing back to the guy. I didn't go crazy. Where I am today with that is that I'll just sit there angry, like, you know what? I'm gonna just woo, I'll just do something like that and let it go. So like, yeah, man, like that's deep, man. The default, the default of a lot of men, back to your initial point, of a lot of men is literally because of the nurturing of certain emotions in men and women. Women are
Mm.
have certain emotions that are nurtured so that when they become women, people say that they're more emotional, right? Everybody's emotion. Let's get that out the window. Let's just get that, make that clear. Everybody's emotional. The emotions that people identify with, an emotion is the sensitive, emotional crying thing. So when a person cries a lot, they're emotional. When a person is enraged or angered, they're just violent and they're a dude.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's different classifications. So like, it goes all the way back to the origin, man, of the default of people most of the time. But everybody's different. You know, my
I
default
think
is
I
go
think
ahead.
it's like the default of people and the way that we are brought up that feeds a spirit.
And then with, all the other things that go on in people's lives, you can see it manifest differently. Like, obviously, not every man is going to be super violent and aggressive and whatever, but it's varying. Like, I even, like, a week before that, was trying to park, and this guy came speeding up, trying to get around me because he was too impatient to just wait for me to park. And he almost hit my car, so I gave him a little toot. So I was like, bro, you almost hit my car. And then he goes, slams his hand on the horn. And then I'm like, oh, okay. He was angry. And then I keep parking. I'm like, yep, cool. He comes speeding back around, pulls up to the side of my car, puts his window down. I have my doors locked. I lock my doors. I'm like, oh, snap. He's like, what the F is wrong with you? Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? And he's like losing it at me. And I was like, that's a whole demon. I
Hey,
was just
Chloe,
looking at.
can you do me a favor? Can you not tell me stories for the first time while we're recording the podcast? Because I'm salty.
So
Listen, I want to go back in time and go beat that dude up. Don't. What is his name in his social in
I don't
his?
know, he was an old guy and I'm a young girl and he was losing it at me and I felt like saying, are you on drugs? Like, are you okay? Like, that type of reaction is just
Yeah,
like, you look like you would
don't blow
beat
your
women.
horn.
It wasn't even a blow my horn, it was a little toot. Little toot. It wasn't aggressive. And he comes
You do little
he
toots all
probably
the time.
beats his own wife. Like, I'm not even kidding. The way that he just lost it at me, I was like, yeah. And the way he was
So
driving was very.
I got a question. Do you do little toots all the time, or is that like something you did that day?
Not all the time. If someone nearly crashes into my car, yeah.
So you only do little toots. You don't like.
Oh, this there's been like once or twice I've done it because I
Right.
nearly like died.
But you're so, but in general, I'm asking for a specific reason though. But like in general, you're a little tutor. Like that's what you do.
Yeah,
You're nasty.
but I was wondering why you were asking me that question. What is wrong with you?
Bro, you be farting, bro. You be farting, bro.
So do you.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
I never met a dude that says excuse me after they fart.
Oh, when did you
Except
say that? What? Excuse me?
you. That just reminded me of a couple days ago. You said you like excuse me after you farted in the car and we were on FaceTime. And I was like,
I mean, I was trying to be nice. I think that I was feeling myself being nice.
you were trying to be nice because you don't always do that. But I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
that was cute.
So based on the default thing, right, that you brought up, so let me ask you a question. So do you believe men and women are different
Oh yeah,
completely?
1,000,000%.
I agree, right? You believe men and women are equal. Why not?
What do you mean by equal?
I mean, I
As in
mean,
everything a man can do,
so
a woman
look, so
can do.
listen, know what you're about to do. You're about to answer, you're about to explain the last thing I was gonna ask. What you're about to explain is, do you believe men and women are the same, right? Because the question I asked first, I asked you, were they different? You said, yeah. And I said equal, then you like, hold on, no. But this is where a lot of people get things misconstrued in today's times, especially, right? And men and women are not the same at all,
Yeah, not at all.
but they're equal in
Biologically,
spirit. They're
chemically, brain,
absolutely.
everything
So
different.
in terms of society standpoint and traditional things, people have different viewpoints on the equality of men and women. But in spirit, biblically, men and women are equal, right? Because the word says in the spirit there is neither slave nor free, male nor female, Jew nor Greek. He goes through certain things, right? We're equal in the spirit. We're not the same.
Right, I get where you're
There's
going.
there's things that are unique about man that is special. There's things that are unique about women or a woman that is special, right?
Mhm.
And when we begin to merge the two and make it seems as though that we're the exact same or we can be the same, then we're doing a disservice to what we are as individuals. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the big topic over the last couple of years, something that just happened about a month or two ago in the Olympics, a month and a half ago. In the Olympics, there was a born male boxer, that transitioned, that's now transgender, that was fighting a woman, natural born woman boxer in the Olympics. And in this event, the male dominated her like quickly, beat her so bad she feels the worst beating she's ever had. And the transgender woman wiped down wiped down the woman boxer. So there has been a lot of controversy about this topic. About some people say they should be able to be equal in play, I mean, in box, and compete. And then there's other people that say they shouldn't. Uh, I don't understand how we could see something like that and think that that's fair to women in any way, shape, or form.
The
I don't
thing that
understand.
I don't know about that specific story, obviously this is still happening, is I heard that was she actually transgender or was she born intersex but had more testosterone, so she was more on the male side but was born both, but presented as a female and still kicked the other girl, kicked
I
her butt.
believe she was trans. I believe it was she transgender, if I'm not.
Okay. I'm not sure because I was so confused. I remember
But
seeing
this,
the
but
uproar.
this story, honestly, the story was an example. The story was an example that I was using to just highlight the topic because you are thinking
Yeah.
about it like this, right? Thinking about it in the way of there are women that train their whole lives to get to a stage like the Olympics, and then they come across somebody that has natural advantage through natural endowment.
Hmm.
That is unfair to somebody that have worked their whole life to be robbed. And I just don't agree with it. I
No,
believe people should
100%.
be I believe people should be respected and loved equally. Uh and I don't care what you choose to do with your life. The Lord gave everybody free will to choose to do what they want with their lives. Everybody should be loved and respected equally, right? But when it comes to spaces like sports, where the competition is clear that the best the best woman basketball player will have an extremely hard time beating the worst men's basketball player, right? Just because, and I don't want to say worse. I'm talking about NBA, the highest level. And I'm not saying women can't hoop, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple women that probably can get a business to a couple people. But there is a disparity in far as you know, uh, I guess, attributes to be able to, contest. But a sport like people say, oh, we can play basketball together. Okay, that's cool. We can play football together. That's cool. But what about fighting? What about a violent sport like UFC?
Can you imagine me going up again?
Absolutely not. No, 0%. Can't
I would
imagine.
get crushed,
You would, bro.
destroyed.
You will probably lose a fight faster than anybody I know. Actually, like,
Yeah.
like you're too sensitive. You're too gentle, too gentle.
Yeah. I don't
You
fight.
so you so soft and
But
nice though. You probably can convince somebody trying to fight you to not fight you. So
for
that's
real,
good.
that's what I think. Like, there's this thing fight, flight, fawn, or freeze. I
Yeah.
fawn 100%. Like,
You said
I
what?
will convince, I would fawn.
What is that? What are you saying right now? Whoa. Why, bro? What is up with these thumbs up, bro? Goodness gracious.
Fight or
Yeah.
flight. Heard of that,
Oh,
right?
yep. Fight and flight.
If
Yep.
you just go to those basic two, I'm a flight gal. I'm getting out of there. But it's fight, flight. I can run real fast when I have energy. When I have adrenaline, I can run fast.
Bro, you can't just be running from.
I will run,
Oh
and you
my
never see me
God.
jump the
You
fence.
admitted that
I'll
so,
go because like my mind is so strategic, right? Like I will go a whole way where they will never know where I went. Like I will be gone.
bro. Like you're comfortable with that. Like your heart is cool. Like you don't
100%. I don't
like
care.
your pride is with.
Who am I trying to prove myself to? I want to keep my face. I want to keep my body. Like, are you kidding me?
So
I'm
nothing,
gonna let someone
nothing in
beat me
you,
up?
nothing in you wants to fight. Nothing.
No.
Wow. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Explain.
Yeah.
Explain the rest of them. You said fight
What
and
am I
flight.
gonna do knowing that I'm gonna lose a fight and staying there looking like an idiot?
Bro, I'm teach you how to box. Like I started teaching you already. You know combinations. I'm gonna teach you how
Yeah,
to defend
to
yourself.
box for fitness. I'm never gonna actually punch
Of
someone.
course, we're in the yeah, Lord, you'll never have to do that. But I'm just saying, if you're in a situation, you're gonna know some stuff. And don't just be running. Anyway,
I'm
uh,
running.
okay. All right. All right.
I'm running. I'm going left, and then I'm gonna do a dodge and then go the other way. They're never gonna know where I end up. They can be like, damn, you're like teleported.
Oh my
She's just
goodness, bro.
gone.
You
And I'm small.
like
I can hide under like a bin or something.
Stop
I'll
telling
jump
people I
in a
go
bin.
serious, just rubbing people. All right.
I will jump in someone's garbage can. I don't care.
Oh my
Wait,
lord, bro. This is out of pocket. Like, okay.
there's no shame or condemnation in Jesus.
I
I'm
know
running.
that's right. Yep. They no shame, baby. All right,
But
go ahead.
there's those two. Then
Wait,
there's fawn,
what are you
which is
saying?
like
What is that word?
fawn. FAWN.
Fawn. What is that?
Fawn is like if you're gonna get attacked or someone wants to do something bad to you, you like you like fawn. You like do what you have to do to get out of the situation.
Okay. All right.
Way possible. You'll say anything. You'll do anything. You'll make them try to have like sympathy for you or be really nice to them. Whatever.
That's what I said. That would work with you.
Yeah, like I would definitely lean towards that if I couldn't get out of the situation.
All
And
right.
then what was the other one? Freeze is where you're like, and you're probably gonna die. So
What
you're
you
like,
think? What you think
what
mine
do
is
you
out of all of those?
fight?
For sure.
Obviously,
A lot of questions. Like
like what?
running? No.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
you know how to fight. You have the confidence. You can whoop anyone's butt.
Not
Me,
anyone. Just most of the average humans I can take down. But
you
like
could probably be almost anybody. Anyway,
I could beat a few people. I'm about
yeah,
to.
you've had practice.
I've had my fair share of practice.
Do those hands. Show those fighting hands.
No. Nah, I'm all right.
Show, no, show them properly.
Uh,
Show them properly. Put them up.
no, you like my hands. I'm not entertaining you. Well, all right. Okay.
But yeah, I think the whole debate around trans women being in women's sports, it shouldn't even be a debate. Like
Yeah, man.
it
That's
shouldn't
yeah.
even be a debate.
Yeah, I just feel like just talking about that just because it's like when we have children, we have a daughter, and I
And
watch
they
my
do
daughter
ballet.
run.
And they do ballet or they do dancing and they're so cute in their little tutus.
Okay, look, let me tell you something. I'm gonna actively thwart any progression towards ballet if it happens. I'm letting you know that right now. I
If
told you this
if I
before.
showed you my pictures of me in my little ballet
I've
costumes,
seen them. I have them. I have those pictures. I'm going to get in the way. I'm going to discourage them from doing ballet purposely. I want to make sure that it's something they don't want to do so they can play basketball, soccer, some type of sport that,
why can't
first
they
of all,
do
they can
both?
go, what?
Why can't they do one of each? That's a good
Because,
compromise.
bro, ballet is going to be too time consuming. And then they're going to walk weird
Not
because
for
I think
me.
all ballet people walk a little weird. I don't like that. I'm just saying,
I
bro,
don't
this is just
weird.
being honest. You said no condemnation. I can be honest. I'm not trying to diss people. I'm just saying. I don't want them to do ballet. They can do some type of dance or something. I don't care. But they're going to play
This is
instruments and they're going to play sports, real sports.
this
They
is
can probably.
live, guys. This is like a live discussion that we're having right now. We're showing the people how to conflict resolution problem solve right now. So like I want them to do ballet if we have little girls or dance at the minimum, but definitely like ballet because I think just while they're little because it's just so cute. I'll love it because they're gonna be little girls and they're gonna like dancing and all that cute little stuff. They're gonna want to wear little pink bows and stuff like that.
That's cool. They can
So,
do all that and they can hoop. They can play
exactly, that's what I'm
basketball.
saying. They
They
can
can play
do
softball. We need to get them a sport where they can go pro
no,
and make
not softball. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not watching my kids play softball.
softball is a little. I will be honest. Softball probably a little bit more entertaining. Never mind. I don't want people coming for me about sports. Let me be quiet because we got our stance on certain sports, so we're not gonna speak about. There are certain sports that we're gonna make sure that are like we disagree with certain things, but there's a couple of sports we are full agreement that they will never see on TV. They will never see.
They will never see a tennis racket
Bro, listen. Okay, hold on.
or a golf club.
I kind of like tennis a little bit. I like tennis a little bit. Why would you put the sports on blast? You can't say it on here. People are gonna
Sorry.
come for us. There's so many fans of tennis and golf. All right, yeah, but yeah, so
Anyway,
you
so our little girls will do like ballet and they'll do another sport.
I keep saying, bro, you just keep saying that. It's not fun. All right, ballet and
You know,
another sport. Yes, sir.
if you come home and I've just taken our girls to ballet practice, they come home in their little tutus with their little leotard on, and they're like, Dad, I want to show you what I learned at ballet, and they do a little dance for you,
Yep, doesn't
and you're
look like
gonna
I'm
melt.
convincing her, guys. You can
You're
see it
gonna
all over
melt.
her face.
You're gonna melt. Anyways, Trump.
So we got a couple more topics. It's a topic I want to talk about. Another topic I want to talk about real quick, and then we'll get into some long distance tips, and we'll close out. Really, man, I wanted to talk about something I saw. I saw a speech Donald Trump just gave, and where he was talking about God in the Bible, and he talked about how to make America, his slogan, "Make America Great Again," right? Wasn't really a big fan of that slogan at all, but I don't really like it still, honestly. But at the same time, he talked about recently about God being the way for this country and not getting away from who God is, the principles of faith and Jesus, and seeing that I said, okay, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I agree with faith. I agree with the Bible and God being what needs to lead us just because of what the word teaches. And it was interesting to me just in general, like people know me and so you're Christian people. That means we people that follow the way of Christ. We followers of the way. And I'm a person that's always took a stand about politics in Western democratic mindset of thinking. I've always been a person that I'm kingdom before I'm any political party member, right? I don't even classify myself as anything, Republican, Democrat, or liberal. I wouldn't put myself in any category. People can place you in whatever category they feel. I don't. That's
I
not
was
my
about
job.
I was about to say something on that because I feel like at the moment there's a lot of debate around Kamala and Trump, and a lot of Christians are choosing Trump because of that statement that he said, and he's very, wants to keep God at the center of America. Um, so a lot of Christians are really getting involved in this whole debate around which side they're going to be on. And
Yes.
they're very pro Trump. But the thing I don't understand about that, and I want to hear your view on this, because I guess I don't know maybe enough because I'm not in America right now.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like a lot of Christians are really are really idolizing Trump and just making him out to be this amazing man who's going to save America because of his faith. But this is the same man that said grab him by the pussy. This is the same
That's right.
man that has said like a lot of things that are very contradictory to Jesus.
Yes.
So it's like,
So yeah. So two things I want to say about that. All right. The first thing is this. Christians are all in, die hard. Most Christians are all in and die hard for Trump, uh, because he seems to be the only one that will protect the faith, right? That will have the faith in Christ in mind. So it's like if Christ is my life, my number one thing that's important to me, and this person is speaking on platforms and podiums and saying we need to follow the way of the Bible, or we need to follow Christ. If I'm hearing this from this individual, I now am going to go as hard as I can go for it if I'm rested in politics as far as Republican, right? But what's funny, and I'm glad that we talking about this is because there's always been a struggle with a lot of believers in the U.S. in terms of African Americans, because you got African American believers that, but outside of Christ, a lot of them would say, "I'm not about to vote for Trump," right? And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people are voting for certain sides and they're misinformed about a lot of facts. And I'm not here to sway anybody's vote. What I'm here to say is pay attention to what your values are. Follow, if you're a believer, follow Christ and follow what's going to produce more for the kingdom of God. So in terms of Donald Trump and the things he said, there's two things about that. Yes, he said exactly what he said. 10,000%. But this is why I'm a kingdom person and I don't get so rested with my emotions in politics because politicians say a lot. Politicians have done a lot of things. Donald Trump is not a politician, but he's a human, right? Just like everybody else is human. Joe Biden, Kamala, all these people have said crazy things in the past also, right? But this is the thing on why Christians are still buying in on him. Because I've heard through a couple of videos I saw on TikTok and through some conversations with some Christians that the one of our foundational principles is not judging, not condemning, and forgiving people. So like people apply those principles to who they want to apply those principles to. Sadly, me and you had a conversation just not too long ago, and I told you, I said, man, we have to be the people that forgive all people. Like we can't pick and choose. Like we can't be the people that say, "All right, yeah, I got this grudge against this person, and I'm going to hold this off, or I'm going to move this way with them, but I'm going to say I forgive people." That's fake. That's not real. Jesus in our hearts. So it's like just because this situation was too much for me specifically, I can make the decision to not forgive them and I can handle them a certain way. So, like, in terms of Donald Trump, yeah, it's a lot of Christian believers that's leaning in on that. Like, hey, man, we gotta,
I
we
think
gotta
a lot
let
of
that
Christian
up.
believers though are going to the extreme of really putting him on a pedestal as well.
Yeah, but that's what people do in election time with politicians anyway. That's what I'm talking about, the Democratic mind state. People get divided during election season because they identify with party and forget that they are love. They supposed to be the action of love. They
Right.
forget all that.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. The problem is like
and
when
it
you're putting
is.
your faith and you're idolizing and putting a person on a pedestal
Yeah,
instead of focusing more on Jesus.
for sure. So like, yeah, man, a lot of people are divided when it comes to that. People are 100% against Kamala that are Christian. People are 50-50. I know a lot of African American people that grew up in the hood that's still in poverty. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of them have actually been saying Trump's name lately, to be real. But uh, a lot of people in the hood is divided just because of the color of their skin. You got people that's voting for Kamala Harris just because she's black and really don't even know her history, don't know what she's actually did and what she will do. Like, it's wild, but it's a cultural and it's a historical thing. It's a traditional thing. You know, uh, Not trusting people that don't look like us. Trying to trust people that do. So, I see certain things that happen. I really, to be honest, don't like the play on culture that Kamala does. I'm not a fan of that. I was never a fan of Donald Trump's vulgarity on how he come across certain things on podiums in the past. Who he's been lately. Uh, I don't have a lot of fault with who he's been lately, to be honest. If I'm being real, based on where I stand with things and my principles. But like, yeah, man, I have my issues with both, man. But we're going to because we're human. They're
Yeah.
humans, and that's why you don't pedestal people, right?
Right.
Make the decisions that you make based on what you believe, how you feel, and what you know that's going to benefit what's dear to your art. Period.
Just look at the facts.
That's all. That's all. And make your decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so all right, now let's transition. Let's transition to the last one before we wrap up. We're gonna transition into our long distance relationship tip. And no people, I didn't just make this tip up right before we started recording. This
No,
didn't
he didn't think it was my turn, even though I went last
I did
episode.
think this that time, honestly. But this tip is something that I literally had in the past. I actually got some old stuff written down on one of these note cards about it, but I'm not gonna get too deep into the note cards. I just want to give the tip plain and simple. When in a long distance relationship, if you are in a long distance relationship or a long distance plus, like Chloe said, with somebody incarcerated, right? Uh, Looking forward is the way to survive. Listen to what I'm saying. Looking forward is the way to survive. And what I mean by looking forward, right? I don't mean tomorrow. I mean down the line, right? This is an example. If you ever ran a marathon, which I have not ran a marathon, I ran a 3K, I think, or a 5K. I ran something, I think a 5K just about a month or two ago with my dude Marcus. I ran with him on Tuesday, and he didn't tell me he was running that much. And I haven't ran for months before that. So he set me up. So shout out to Marcus for setting me up, bro. That wasn't real.
I wouldn't have made it.
Anyway, huh?
I would not have made it. I would have
Bro,
dropped
listen.
it
It was
the
full
first kilometer.
pride. It was full pride in me trying to make sure these dudes didn't beat me. Like
I
that
know.
was all it was that made me
I
make
know that's what
sure
it was.
line.
You have that
But
personality where you want to be at the front. You want to be
right,
the
bro,
alpha
the
of the
pace
pack.
we running at it was stupid. It was just like a lot. So this is the point of me bringing up this 5K and why does it relate to my relationship, my long distance relationship tip was that the halfway through the run, I was ready to die. Like it was it. I thought I was gonna see Jesus soon. Like I thought this was it. But then I kept pushing. I kept pushing, and I just knew, like, bro, I don't think I got the rest in me. And at the last stretch, there was a long street, and at the end of the street, I saw somebody waving something. letting us know that that was the finish line. And I was far from it, but I saw that flag, and by me seeing that flag, I got another burst of energy. I looked and said, okay, no, I'm not there yet, but I can see it. I can see the end. I'm not looking at 5 steps ahead at what's coming right up on me. No, I'm looking at down at that flag, and I'm assured that because I can see it, I'll be there soon.
Mm.
If I couldn't see it, somebody said, "Man, we'll get to the finish line soon." Now I'm panicking, and that's when my panic started because I couldn't see the end. You see what I'm saying? I'm going
Yeah.
somewhere. This relationship too about looking forward. You have to be able to see it. You have to see you and your person together. You have to see the person returning from prison. You have to be able to see it. When I was doing that time, I did 11 years in prison. I know I don't look like it. I look good. This is why this girl's all over me and didn't let me go from nobody. Just throwing that out there. But look though, I did 11 years in prison, and I didn't look at Tuesday when it was Monday. I didn't look at next week when I was in week one. You know, I didn't look at the weeks because I wouldn't survive. It would have been too painful. I did 11 years because I was looking forward towards those things which are ahead, like the scripture told us. Paul said, I don't claim to have obtained, but what I do is I look forward to those things which are ahead and forgetting those things which are behind. Why? Because you can't use them anymore. And I probably got loud because I'm getting amped up because I get to preaching. But I just wanted to say, if you in this type of relationship, you have to see the end result. And if you guys don't have a sure end result, assess the relationship so it's not hanging out in the dry. So that's my long distance relationship tool or tip is to look forward to that day that like with us, visa
Mm.
day. When it comes and it lands and it hit and she gets over here and we start having babies. ASAP, like when she get off the plane, she's getting pregnant. But anyway, sorry, that was too long.
Wow.
But yeah, so so looking towards that day, right? Looking
Let's
towards
hope,
that
let's
day.
side note. Let's just hope Big Peach doesn't see that. She's gonna freak out. She's gonna start buying stuff already.
Yeah, that's my mom, y'all. Big Peach is my mom. She is a lot. Give me grandbabies. That's what I want right now. Y'all better have babies and something. That's all
She
she wants.
probably would be for you sending over
Right.
some
Yeah.
seeds.
Yeah. Samples. Yeah.
So I'm pregnant
He's trying
right
to
now.
come up with a way right now. Seriously.
Yeah.
He did something else. Well, yeah, so I hope that tip helps you guys. I hope it edifies you. I hope that you were empowered by the analogy of being able to see it. If you can see it, it's on its way. You just have to continue to push, even when you're at the end and it starts to get hard. Because
Mm.
we're in that season. We're at the home stretch. We're at the home stretch and we gotta push, even when it get hard, because we can see it. I see her here right now telling me what to do in the house and changing everything I did to the house. I
So
see it, people.
his
Don't,
apartment right. Sorry, I'm not.
bruh.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say
Why
it.
you always hating on me, bruh? Like
I'm
you
not
got
gonna say it.
the hater rate so real.
Okay,
Do,
I
do
can't.
they
I
sell that
can't.
in Australia? They sell that in
Um,
Australia. Real talk. Do they sell that? Okay. I just didn't know. I thought it was on the shelves or something on the counter. Are you reaching for? Okay. Stop hating,
I'm just saying, like, if you can see Ron's apartment right now, like, it's so ugly.
bro. Chill out. No, it's not, bruh. People
He's
like it.
got.
All my homies
He
like it.
has got a picture of a city that connects into like power, and it like glows.
That's what we doing. Also, we put people on blast, and he laughing. Okay, I know that's what we was doing. I
But
bet.
anyway, I was literally about to say, like, sometimes when I'm real sad, I just think about, one day, like when you're out with your friends and I'm real sad and lonely, I'm like, one day he's just gonna be right with me all the time, irritating me. I'm gonna be cleaning up after him. He's gonna make me angry. So I should just enjoy this time right
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. So basically, he said, when I'm sad, I think about in the future when he's gonna piss me off. That's basically what she said to make herself feel better. Yeah, that was different.
now.
Okay, people, we really hope today helped you guys, even though you know we try to keep it within a certain amount of time so you can get something, take it, whatever it is, and you can go back to your relationship. And I hope something that was said you can identify with. It was
I
interesting.
don't. I don't even think we really like broke down the whole like main topic of what's your default thing. I think we just kind of spoke about it and that
Yeah, we gonna dub back on that. We gonna dub back. We gonna dub back and take care of that. Matter of fact, he's gonna make a video. Chloe's gonna make a video.
I already
Most
actually
of that.
did make a video.
So she'll be posting it. You may see it before we post the podcast. So matter of fact, go back and check out Chloe's default video. She got it on. She got a little portion on shorts on YouTube,
Oh,
and she
do
got it
I?
on her TikTok at Chloe Rich Official. So go check her out. Follow her. Subscribe to our channel, NEB Podcast. Please subscribe. We're on the question.
Please subscribe, guys. Please, I'm gonna get on my knees and beg.
We just subscribe. We thank you guys for tuning in. Love you
Thank
guys.
you.
We are
Love
so
you.
grateful that you took the time out to listen to anything that we have to say. God bless you. We give you everything that we have when we come on here at that time. So God bless y'all. We just hope everything is cool.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, take me. Did you record that?
I'm keeping that in.
Oh, you recorded that?